Hey everyone, it's Shaylee Michelle back with another ARC read. Now, huge shout out to NetGalley because the book that I was able to read before publishing was my second most anticipated read of 2026. So I am extremely grateful to NetGalley and to everybody who made my early read possible. So what was my read, you ask? It was Molka by Monica Kim. Now, quick disclaimer. All of the names of our main characters are Korean, so I'm most definitely probably mispronouncing all of their names. And for that, I'd like to say sorry in advance. I really am trying my hardest. To anybody who's watching, please just, stick with me on this one. So Mocha follows Dahae, an unassuming office worker whose quiet exterior conceals years of unresolved trauma. Having grown up in the shadow of a sister who seemed to embody perfection, Dahae enters adulthood with a fractured sense of self-worth and an aching need for validation. This novel patiently unpacks how childhood dynamics continue to shape her decisions, her relationships, and her inner narrative. As an adult, Dahae becomes entangled in two very different relationships that reveal contrasting forms of power and control. One offers glamour and escape and subtly erodes her autonomy. The other exposes the insidious entitlement that underpins everyday misogyny. Through these dynamics, the novel thoughtfully explores how emotional vulnerability can make somebody susceptible to manipulation, and how systems often fail to protect women from harm. What makes Mocha especially compelling to me is its psychological depth. Dahae is written with raw self-awareness. Her choices are not always easy to defend, but they are understandable. The story resists simplifying her into a victim or an avenger. Instead, it traces her interior unraveling with nuance, showing how grief and rage, loneliness and longing can coexist within one person. There's a recurring water motif that I think lends the novel a very haunting atmosphere. Its subtle and almost surreal imagery blurs the line between psychological distress and something more otherworldly, creating a constant sense of unease. This tonal layering enhances the emotional weight of the story without overpowering its very grounded social critique. At its core, Mocha is a meditation on female rage, systemic indifference, and the desperate desire to be seen and valued. It examines voyeurism not only in a literal sense, but emotionally, questioning who gets to look, who gets to define reality, and who is forced to endure scrutiny. Amid the darkness, moments of female solidarity offer contrast and depth, reinforcing the novel's investment in the complexity of women's relationships. Now, in my opinion, the pacing begins deliberately slow, allowing the emotional and thematic tensions to settle in. Once fully immersed, the story becomes